Hey Ryan, good morning. Just purchased my first property in Milwaukee. Congrats. That's a big deal. Do you think I should do a refinance cash out even though I have some funds in my account to purchase another property? Probably. Probably yes. But it really comes down to your goals and what you want to do, right? So, like, if having higher cash flow is important to you, then pulling cash out is going to hurt your cash flow, albeit just a little bit. But if you don't necessarily want to have too many properties, then it makes sense for you to make the highest amount of cash flow possible per property. So I know some people who have no interest in having, more than 20 doors. They want to stay under 20. Consequently, because they want to stay under 20, they want to make the most amount of money per property that they can. Some people want to, kind of like quote unquote retire after like 5 or 10 years, and they don't want to, have too much management exposure. So because they have that aggressive retire goal and they don't want to have too much exposure, they want to have a fewer amount of properties. For my brother and I, we are in our early 30s, so we plan on doing this for the next, several decades. I have recently kind of been joking with people and telling them also pretty seriously that I would love to die with properties under contract. So I'm having the time of my life. I couldn't be having a better time. And if you set me out on my own devices and said, Ryan, do whatever it is that you want to all day, then it would look so close to exactly what I'm doing right now that I truly don't want to be doing anything else. So, because of that, I want to utilize all of the available funds and resources that I have to continue to acquire and continue to build. So, because we are, in our early 30s, it makes most sense to take on as many long-term notes as we can and pull the most amount of cash out to pick up some kind of the velocity of money to utilize additional capital now. And also because since we're in our early 30s, by the time even the longest term of mortgage matures, in 30 years, we're going to be at like the youngest retirement age possible. So we're now you're going to be 65 yet, which is a pretty solid place to be in. However, what's pretty likely is, in 10, 15 years from now, whenever we have a decent amount of equity because of the appreciation and principal pay down, we will likely go ahead and do a cash out refinance across our whole portfolio and use the equity that's gained there to then acquire additional funds. So it really depends, I would say, on how you either cash out or don't cash out as far as your long-term goals, what that looks like, and what you kind of see for yourself. So in most cases, it revolves around finance and real estate investing, it's not so much a what has the best rate of return, right? Like if you are being prudent, if you are doing all your due diligence, if you are investing in real estate, well, by and large, you're likely going to get a similar return on investment in most of the facets that you can. It really comes down to, what types of problems do you want to have? And then you kind of build your real estate portfolio around the types of problems that you want to have. We don't want to have, for example, the types of problems that come along with, Airbnb or multifamilies. So consequently, we don't invest in that. If you don't want to have the problem of so many mortgages and a slightly lesser cash flow in exchange for the additional funds that you can use to acquire more assets, then you should not do a cash out refinance to access the additional capital to take down another property. Age and overall goal, I would say, play the main factor in whether or not you should do that. Hope that's helpful.
Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.